welcome back to my channel. Now, if you have access to literally any social media, and of course if you're watching my videos you do, I'm pretty sure you have seen one of these. Fidget spinners. They are literally taking over the world. And I get it. I mean, like, it's so cool to watch it spin like non-stop. And I really wanted to try one, so today we're going to be making DIY fidget spinners. But without bearings, because the point of DIYing something is to make something that you have in your house. Now, bearing is not something common that you randomly have in your house. So without further ado, let's get started.
So first I've just googled the fidget spinner image and I'm just going to trace it with the paper. Now if you want, you can just download and print out a template. That will be much easier, but my printer was broken, so I had to do this. And then I'm just going to cut it out. I'm using this desk calendar and I'm going to use the back of it, and the reason I'm using this is because it is much likely to break and it's a bit harder than basic cardboard, but if you have cardboard you can just use that. Now using the template, I'm going to trace on it and cut it out. Now when you're going to cut this out, be very careful because the calendar is really hard and you can cut yourself. Be very careful with that. And now I'm going to trace this piece on it again and I'm going to cut this out as well. So now we have two pieces, and now with some super glue I'm going to glue these together. Now you have to use very strong glue for this because we don't want this to come out. Now take an old pen. Now this doesn't work anymore. I don't really know why the ink doesn't come out, and I'm going to open this up and take it all part to part, and we're going to need the ink part of it, you know, the thin ink part, this one, and I'm going to take the tip off with some pliers. Now go ahead and clean this up. After it is nice and cleaned, now I'm going to cut a small part of it. Now we really need a really small piece. And now we're going to have to make a hole at the center of it. Now the hole has to be big enough to fit this inside. Now let's see if this fits inside. And it does. After that, take it out, and I'm going to cover this up with this adorable piece of paper. Put it out, and I'm going to trace this side. After that, I'm going to flip it and trace the other side as well. After we have both the pieces, and now I'm going to cut these out. Now I'm going to glue these together. So I'm using some green ribbon for the sides. I'm going to use this to cover the sides up, and it's going to go kind of like this. And I'm also going to be using super glue for these as well because again we do not want this to come out. So now this is how the sides look like. Now you're going to need 6 coins. Now if you want, you can use 3. I'm going to be using 6. And you know how they put bearings on the sides to make it spin more longer? Now what the coins are going to do is the coins are going to add weight to it, so it will spin a little more faster, even though it will not spin like an actual fidget spinner because they have bearings. And I'm just going to glue them on both the sides like this with some super glue. After gluing the coins to the both sides, it should look something like this. And now you're going to notice it has a lot more heavier. Now grab a toothpick and remember the hole we made at the center, and we're going to make it again and make it big so the piece can fit inside. And now let's put this through, and we really want a little tiny piece from coming outside. We don't want a lot to come outside because we don't want it to show. And keeping a little bit extra, I'm going to cut it out. And because we don't want it to move around, we're going to add some super glue to both the sides on the outside like this. Now take a toothpick again and put it through this like this. And now this is how it's going to spin. But we can't really hold on to this because it's going to hurt our hand and it's too big. So we're going to need something to hold on to. So I found these adorable buttons, and these are so cute. I'm literally in love with them. And this is how it's going to work. We're going to hold on to this like this. Now we have to glue the toothpick to the buttons. Now take some super glue and add some glue on the middle of it and hold the toothpick to it until it dries, like this. After it has completely dried, it is nice and strong, and I'm going to put this through this again. And keeping a bit extra, I'm going to cut the toothpick out. And now take the other button and add some glue on the middle of it like we did before, and again we're going to glue it together on the toothpick. So it was a bit too long for me, so I had to cut it out a little more, and I'm going to glue the button to it again like we did before. And you can really be creative with it. You can add anything you want. You don't have to use a button. You can use gems and literally anything that is round and easy to hold on to. It's good to go. And this is how it spins. Our fidget spinner is complete now.
So guys, that was it for today's video. Hope you guys liked it, and if you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye!